All right, what's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Do not adjust your television. We have a guest on the show today.
It's Mike.
We got Mike Vinikour from Stern Pinball, MXV.
Hello, everybody. It's been like 2 years since we've done one of these.
I know. And have we done like 3 of them? I know we did one in the lobby at Expo one year.
And I've done at least one here.
And you did one here.
Yeah.
I think the last one we did here was an audio only. So
Kitchen
now the
table.
people
It was audio only, yeah.
Now people can see
Now
your
you can
lovely
see
face.
yeah.
And if any people are watching and are new to pinball, Mike Vinikour got into pinball from the video game industry, popular for working on several Mortal Kombat games.
Correct.
You're a photographer.
Concert photographer.
Concert photographer. So don't call them for weddings.
Or
Correct,
penguins.
Please, no weddings. It's not my wheelhouse.
Also, you're like a producer. You have a label. You have a.
I wear many hats in life, so I've got the whole game thing, which is my full-time career.
Right.
But then I do concert photography on the side. I used to promote and photograph professional wrestling.
Oh, very cool.
And then I used to do a fanzine and then a record label. I don't do either one, but I do a website still, which the concert photography is tied to.
Okay, and what is the website so people can check it out?
The Punk Vault, which is at either punkvinyl.com or punkvault.com. Either one will get
you. Got a
there.
little redirection going on there.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, I do a lot of different stuff, but I've been in the game industry for 31 years now. 20 in video and 10 in pinball.
And that has to be a record. There's no way anybody has been in the gaming industry for longer than 31 years.
Well, that's not true. I'm actually the youngest of the old timers, but like George Gomez obviously has been in it way longer than me. Lonnie Ropp's been at Stern since he helped start it. So, I mean, that's 39 years.
Gary.
Yeah, Gary's been in it for well north of that because he's 39 years at the current Stern. And he had Stern Electronics before that.
Yeah, right.
Basically, you're just naming people older than you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody could start in their like 20s or whatever, about 20, but how much longer they keep going?
I started when I was 24. So I'm coming up on almost 32 years.
Good deal. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
And we love all the work that you do. Welcome to the Batcast. This is the first time we've actually had a guest on the Batcast as the formula it is now, where we go over the earnings report and all this stuff. So it'll be good to get your commentary on the earnings report. People love the earnings report. And unfortunately, this will not be out before you go to the Bat tonight. But tonight, people can play you. We're gonna go to the electric bat. People can challenge you on a Stern machine, not a Stern Electronics machine. It has to be a Stern Pinball.
A modern Stern,
TM.
either Spike 2 or Spike 3.
What, Sam?
No. Spike 2 or Spike 3.
Just Spike games.
Just Spike games.
And they can win fabulous challenge coins.
Correct.
The elusive MXV coin, which is one of the coolest.
It's normally you have to go to one of the pinball shows to do this, but since I'm here on vacation, this is a rare thing where I'm doing like a work-related thing on my vacation.
Very good.
So we're doing a thing at your arcade, which will be a first because I've never done this before at another arcade.
And there are other challenge coins. There's a Godzilla one, which is very cool. I just got one of those this week, and other cool Stern.
Yeah, there was an Insider Connected one. That was the first one we ever ded. There is one with like the 10p, like the UK.
Yes, yeah.
There was like a sewer cap one and one with gears. I think that was themed towards Avengers.
We can't forget our friends across the pond. So I'm going to go over some stuff, some formalities, and then we're going to get deep into it. What's coming up at the Electric Bat? We have a lot going on, so I had to mention some of this stuff
You had to write it down.
in order.
In order.
I can't remember all this. You know
Chronological
that.
order.
You know that, Rachel. Oh, and this is Rachel Bess.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm sorry about that. How rude of me. World famous oil painter.
I also do many things, but here I'm here for pinball.
You're here for pinball. You're one of the founders of ZapCon, one of the great arcade conventions of the United States of America.
Oh, wait, let's not forget Record Store Model.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mike went record shopping, found a photo of Rachel behind the counter.
Like on display. You could see
but there was no explanation.
No, it was just hanging up there. And I didn't even notice it at first. And Kirsty's like, hey, isn't that Rachel in that photo?
What's going on? So what's coming up at the bat? Let me make sure I get this in order. So it looks like Thanksgiving at the bat, Chewy.
This Thursday, Thanksgiving.
Chewy, who is famous for Chewy's world famous all classics Bounty Knockout, he does his Thanksgiving party. That's from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Actually, we hang out after 9 p.m. But just get there at 6:30. It's a non-sanctioned event, so it's not an IFPA event. It's just for fun, and everybody hangs out. And you know, people will probably bring snacks and what have you.
Is that the format with the poker chip thing? And
that's not that. What you're thinking of is his Bounty Knockout.
Okay,
and that's the last Sunday of every month.
Yeah, those are super.
So that's
fun.
also coming up in a week.
There you go.
A week from today.
We also have Jarcade, the Miracle on Mill Avenue, and that will be December the 19th at 6:30. That is an IFPA sanctioned event, so come get your Whopper points before the end of the year. But that's not all. Mark, the Shark, Pearson, Mako Mark, is throwing the Christmas Classic. That's a descriptive title because it's an all classics tournament. And that is December the 21st at noon. So mark your calendars, pause, rewind, write down your notes. But we're rolling this into next year because there is the Starfighters Pinball Festival, and we have the SPF pre-party is January the 7th at 6:30. So all of you folks coming in town for the weekend of fantastic pinball at Starfighters, we throw a little event.
Wednesday before.
So you can get your pre-Whopper points.
Starfighter starts on a Thursday. We do this on a Wednesday night. Come
That's
out.
right.
It's going to be is that a target match play? It's a target match play.
Target match play. And me and Serge will be commentating. So we'll have that fabulous commentary. And if you're not in town, you can follow along on twitch.tv/Electric Bat Arcade.
I might have to come back to town for some of this stuff. It all sounds super fun.
It's fun because all of these, top 100 players come in town. We hang out at all the arcades and have an absolute blast, and it's a real shindig.
Yeah, it's a real fun party. It's great because we don't have to run it. we just gonna have a blast.
We love
hanging
that
out
part
with everybody.
We do. We love that part. Let's not forget Marco Specialties, valued sponsor of the Electric Batcast. At checkout, use EBA150. What do they get?
They get free shipping on any order over $150.
And we have no problems getting the order up to $150.
No, you need to add some stuff to your order. Call me. I can throw some things in
recently,
there.
we got a couple of fabulous boards from them recently, replacement boards.
Yeah, we got for the Gottlieb System 1, we got the
Pascal.
The Pascal board.
All in one board. Yeah, it replaces everything in the back box. Why would you not want that?
Everything. And you can get it through Marco right now. I don't think you can get it directly through Pascal because that's in France, and there's some tariff and some shipping stuff. So when Marco has it in stock, get it quickly because they go quickly.
They do something sneaky.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what, I'm not going to speak to how that happens, but I'm just saying I can't get it directly from France, but they can.
We don't know how it happens, but it happens.
The sausage is made.
All right, and then we have. I think that's it. We can get straight into the mailbag.
Let's get to it.
We're also going to have your earnings report, and that's what everybody loves.
That's what Mike's waiting for.
I am. When I used to run the field test program at Williams Valley Midway, I lived and died by those earnings reports. I had to do the report from all the ones that would come in for the operators.
And that was pre-internet.
Oh yeah. Wait. They would fax me every arcade that I dealt with. As a test location, faxed me though.
You're kidding
every
me.
week, yeah.
So they'd say Mortal Kombat X dollars.
Yeah, I would tell them I want your top 15, and give me all your pins too, and then I need the gross earnings for the week, and then I would enter it all into this database that I had on my computer.
How fantastic!
And then hit the button, and it would generate a report, so you could see what was your percentage of the gross for Mortal Kombat or Medieval Madness, or you name it,
And this was all before internet or AI.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we had email back then, but it was still, mid to late 90s was still pretty new. So everybody was just faxing me things.
So, and you've talked about this before, and I find this fascinating. I'm sure there's some younger folks that don't even realize this was ever a thing. Pre-internet, you were actually able to put games in test locations.
Yeah, like a couple months before we went into production, we'd put like the video games and the pinballs out there. We had a select handful locally in the whole Chicagoland area, so in the city proper and in various suburbs. And we'd put them out there for at least a couple months before we would start building and shipping them to all the arcades.
Around what time did this stop? What was like the last pinball machine that you've heard of this happening to?
After Midway and Williams closed, I got out of coin op. Stern was still doing it in the early 2000s, and they would try to find really out of the way bars where the pinball people like us wouldn't know where they were, but inevitably we'd find out very quickly.
Sure.
And it got to the point where
people would take like Polaroid pictures and
and before smartphones, when they had early digital cameras, they do that. Then they dump the thing to the computer and post them online. Eventually,
on RGP.
Yeah, it was. I remember I knew people that would go do that all the time. Just various pinball fans
for sure.
And eventually got to the point where like you just couldn't hide stuff anymore, and the whole times and the business changed. And once smartphones came out, you definitely can't do it now.
Yeah, you can't do it.
You could find the most remote place on planet Earth. Somebody will find it within an hour, and 10 seconds later, it'll be all over social media.
Wow.
You'll have an over-the-shoulder view from Zimbabwe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it completely changed how business was done in that aspect.
How cool is that?
Because for decades, we did it the old way, where, all right, this game's going to come out later this year, but it's ready now for testing, and we can use that information to, like, tune the games better,
Right. What an interesting time. Let's delve into some questions. This is kind of for you, Rachel.
Okay.
The first one, this came from Mike Flanagan, our buddy in Texas. In the earnings report, you do a top 10 list. Where do the top earning classic games fit into the overall earnings? Does a Dolly Parton or 8-Ball ever earn close to a modern Stern?
No.
It's not even close. Oh, is it?
The best classic earns about, which is usually 8-Ball, unless we have a new classic in, will usually earn about maybe a little bit below halfway down.
Yeah.
And so there are some games in the bottom that are older modern Sterns that also earn in that same area. So the best classic earns as much as the lowest performing modern.
Yeah. And we always talk about, you've always mentioned how much 8-Ball earns, and I think I figured out what's going on. There are two older gentlemen who I've noticed they meet up every day after work and just park on 8-Ball.
Yeah.
But it's also such a good deal because it's 50 cents for 5 balls.
And they play all night.
And they just drink.
For hours.
They drink PBR and play 8-Ball.
That is a
8-Ball.
super fun game. Like I would love to have an 8-Ball and an 8-Ball Deluxe in my basement someday. And I always play the one at the bat when I come visit you guys.
Yeah.
But I'll play that anywhere. I love that game.
That's a good one. Just rip the spinner. Light the spinner, rip it.
Yeah. But it's a very challenging game. But it does leave you like, oh, I almost did the thing.
Almost did it.
I'll go play it again.
Because it has the super hungry left out lane.
Oh, it's massive.
You want to get that thing lit early.
Yep.
Yeah. Good deal. Thank you. Another question from Mike Flanagan. How many hours do you think you work in a week as a owner of the arcade? Friends of mine seem to have an unrealistic idea that putting a game on location is easy money. It's not. Spoiler.
Surprise!
We find ourselves constantly working, whether it's cleaning games, unjamming coin mechs, posting to social media accounts and promoting tournaments, or dealing with any number of other issues that crop up. While I'm all for more locations and places to play, I feel it's disingenuous to minimize the amount of time, money, and effort involved in maintaining successful locations. Sometimes, instead of printing money, they just seem to print Marco receipts for parts orders.
After you, I have an answer for this one too. Mine'll be short, but I definitely have a comment.
Yeah, I think I would estimate that each of us works 60 hours a week plus our employees.
Right.
So 120 hours between Cale and I.
And are you counting like everything, like all the social media work I do, us driving to the like liquor supply or food supply stores?
I'm not even counting the driving.
That's
around.
even more.
Yeah. But I would say, but I am counting like when I'm at home doing all the back end stuff that people don't think about when they think about the glory
Sure.
of having an arcade. I would say average 60 hours a week.
What do you say?
Maybe more. And that's not counting like the us, like when you actually see us playing in the arcade. If you see us having a good time,
that's
like,
work, right?
If we're not screwing around. So that's on top of that. So we're probably doing something arcade adjacent 80 hours a week.
It's like 2 shifts at Waffle House.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say, Mike? What do you say?
So my comment would be the people that think it's easy money and you just set it and forget it. Those people with that mindset who are operating, those people's games are the ones that you go to and they don't work. They've got weak flippers, they're filthy dirty, and they're not making any money. Because the reason why I filled my basement full of pinball machines in the 90s was because I couldn't go anywhere in Chicagoland to find good playing clean games. And I'm just like, well, screw it. I'm just going to put them in my house.
Yeah.
And then they'll always be clean and they'll always work 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's crazy amount of maintenance.
Yeah.
It was then and it still is.
Yeah, right.
Now you don't have to
Every
change
day.
the burned out bulbs anymore, which is fantastic with the advent of like the modern LED lighting. But still, there's still a ton of maintenance, and you got to, with the amount of play you guys get, you got to clean them easily every week.
Yep.
If not more, depends, I guess.
Yeah.
But I would, like back in when I used to help run an arcade, I would clean the pinballs every week. They don't get a fraction of the play then that you guys are getting now at your place.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? We're kind of bringing it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go team.
Third question from our friend Mike Flanagan. What games are high on your list that you don't have but want? What games do you not have that you'd like to have?
Man, Viking was kind of the last one of the games that I would like a Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh,
We don't have that.
That's a fun one.
What about a Frontier?
I would like a Frontier.
But they're so expensive now.
Yeah, see,
because of our friend Keith Elwin. He talked them up so much.
Oh, now everybody
like
loves that game.
Skyrockets, yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get Keith to say that he changed his mind and he hates that game, so the bottom will drop out. Then you could get a couple of them.
Classic market manipulation.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
You know what I heard? Keith has really moved on from Frontier. He says it's just a
just between you and me. He said it sucks.
I mean, the last time we ever went to lunch, he told me like that he couldn't believe he ever liked that thing.
Yeah.
And that was the most he spoke to me that whole calendar year.
So there's no real games on your
man, we have
radar.
We've gotten the games that I want. Are there any games on your list that you want?
Nothing comes, because all the stuff that you've talked about wanting. You know what? I will Stargazer. I would love to have a Stargazer.
Yeah, we did have that for a while.
That was a homemade
fun.
one.
Yeah,
It almost killed you.
That's literally
shocked you.
Somebody
What
wired
about
the
you, Mike? I know you have a great home collection.
I do. I'm trying to think of what I wish that was in your arcade. Do you guys have a Beatles?
We don't.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be
probably top of my list for fairly recent games, because you guys run a lot of tournaments. That's a fantastic competitive game because it doesn't play long.
Right.
And
not only that, we could switch it to the Sea Witch rules and use it in our classics tournaments.
You could, yeah. The Sea Witch rules aren't nearly as fun, but I thought it was awesome that Dean put that feature in there, and that was totally his idea. He's just like, he did that in his spare, like in his free time. He's like, I want to put that in there. So
cool.
he did it, and then he just told us when he was like, oh, by the way, I made this thing, and then George was like, oh, put it in. Like, that's a great idea, but he'd already done the work. Yeah, it was a 2-in-1, but it's a fantastic competitive game for great players, because a 4-player game of like 4 top players won't take more than like 20 minutes probably.
Kind of like the only other modern Stern that's along those lines is the Bond 60th.
Yes. That's a great compliment to like you can have 2 modern pins that are short players, great competitive games.
Just
for sure.
Really, really fun.
And I really think we need a Beatles because you're actually in the artwork.
I am on the playfield.
Yeah, thank you to Chris Francis.
And I helped out with some rules on that game.
How about that? That's another reason we should have it. That's a great one. We have another question from Razor Crest via Discord. When learning to troubleshoot, solder, etc., or if you're in Canada, solder. Did you know that? Also, in some parts of Canada, it's not decal, it's decal.
That's what we've heard.
I learned that selling our neighbors stickers. So, are there any platforms or years of pins that are more noob technician friendly? My current mindset is to get any machine I enjoy and deal with the troubles as they come along, but I also want to learn fast.
I always say classic Bally, classic Stern. It's less expensive. The parts are readily available. They're big. They're easy to solder in. They're, it's kind of like the Fisher Price version.
I think
everything is big and visible.
What do you say, Mike? What's it? Easy platforms to work on.
For beginners, Rachel probably nailed it. I would say, though, when you get beyond beginner and you want to learn how to do like a playfield swap on a game, do it on an Attack from Mars.
Oh, wow, really?
I've done a bunch of playfield swaps in my time, mostly on Williams 90s games in my own collection. Well, most of them have now moved along to new owners.
Yeah.
Most of them took north of 40 hours. In fact, all of them did, except I did Attack from Mars in 24 hours.
Wow.
Did you have a lot of caffeine or?
No, I didn't do it straight. It's 24 hours. I was done in 2.5 days.
Amazing.
On the calendar time.
Wow.
But, so I did like 10 hours, 4 hours.
I feel like Nitro Ground Shaker took that long for me, but probably 15 of those hours was chasing down a short.
Yeah.
The older the game, the harder the playfield swap is. I will tell you the longest, most tedious one for me for the longest time was Pinbot, because nothing's connectorized on that era. So there's a lot more like soldering and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a lot more labor intensive to take that thing apart and move it over and replace things. Because I'd replace as much as humanly possible when I did a playfield swap to make it be as new in box when I was done.
For sure.
I'd replace every post. I'd replace all the plastics. The rubber rings. I'd rebuild every mech. Anything I could do while it's apart. It's so much easier to do on a bench. So rebuild everything as you go.
And that was your machine, right?
Those were my personal machines.
Do you still own that machine?
No. I did it I had them for decades, and I've sold off most of my Williams games. I have 3 left. And one is up for grabs. Whoever wants to give me enough money to part with I have a prototype Funhouse that's immaculate. And the first person that gives me enough money to get rid of it, it's going. Just because that was my first game, but I need the money.
Where can people get in touch with you if they want a Funhouse?
You can email me. Yeah, I mean, you can email me. I'm easy to find. Reach out to me via social media, I guess. Or you can email me even at Stern, even though that's not Stern business. But
we'll make it Stern business.
But the first person who wants to give me $10,000 for it can take it home, and they get all the extras I have for it too.
That sounds like a good deal. Because aren't the remakes like more expensive than that?
Probably, and mine's a prototype, so there's actual physical differences on there that are noticeable. And
what a prize!
I've got a couple extra like plastic sets that I'll throw in with it and whatever. I got a spare Rudy head assembly, mostly full. Like there's enough. It's
and you probably signed the cabinet.
I didn't work on the game.
It doesn't matter.
But underneath,
people still want that.
On the underside of the playfield, there's the engineering notes written on the playfield next to the Rudy mech for the changes they made along the way, because this was a prototype.
That's rad.
Did the games? I know modern Sterns have what would you call it? Like code names, project names.
Yeah, we have code names for every project we work on.
Did those older games have that also?
We didn't do that at Williams. No.
Okay.
Funhouse was Funhouse.
Funhouse was Funhouse.
Yeah. Yeah, because like sometimes you throw people off because I know wasn't Stranger Things Goonies?
Yes.
Yeah. And Jurassic Park was Jaws.
Yes.
And then
yes.
and then when it kind of leaks a little, people are like, oh, they're doing Goonies.
They usually will say the code name on the playfield. So usually the sticker still says the code names.
And I know King Kong was Rodeo.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like Greg Ferris's last rodeo or something like that. And that's where the name came from.
I think that's where the name came from.
But it was funny when we were doing Rachel and I and a bunch of other, they call us pin influencers now. That's a thing.
Is it just pinfluencers?
Pinfluencers.
Yes.
Yeah, they brought us all into the factory and we did a tour for John Wick. And they said they brought us into some room they don't usually bring people into, and they were like blueprints out. I guess it was like printouts of CAD drawings.
Yeah.
And so I'm paying close attention. I was like, oh, this is a mech I've never seen before. And it said, in parentheses, rodeo. And I'm telling everybody, this is like something new, guys, and nobody paid attention to it. And it turned out to be King Kong.
King Kong, yeah. I forgot what the wick. Oh, Wicks, I think, was waffles.
It was waffles.
Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah. Fun times. Second question from Razor Crest. Are there any YouTube channels, books, or forums that are helpful to learn how to troubleshoot pins before routing and opening up an arcade? I'd love to hear more about your journey learning how to maintain and work on pins. Well, number one is the electric backcast.
Yeah, I would start here.
I would start here as well.
Now, I don't even know if you can still find this book, and it just happens to be on the coffee table.
Weird.
This is a book that got me started, and it's called Pinball Machine Care and Maintenance by B.B. What's that, Kamaroff?
That's what it says.
This is the second edition. I got this when I worked at Marco Specialties. You know, they used to hand this to you to customer service.
Like when you started working?
When you started
like
working.
Read this?
And it's really funny because Rachel was flipping through it, and some of the stuff might be a little out of date.
Yeah.
But it's a fun journey through the history of pinball repair.
It's kind of a fun read, but there's some stuff in there that I wouldn't necessarily...
I would still pick it up. It's a good one. Call Marco and see if they have a copy.
Make sure you put that back in the bathroom after this so I can read it later.
right.
The stuff that I read, because now there's a bunch of YouTube stuff available, but a long time ago there wasn't. But there was Vids guides on Pinside, and I used to use those for Vids guide to flippers, Vids guide to whatever.
Yes.
Those were very helpful to me. Mm-hmm. And then I think I was just thrown to the wolves after that.
Yeah.
There was, before Pinside, there was that guy Clay.
Yes, I did read though. I had a printout.
Is that Clay Harold?
Clay Harrell.
Clay Harrell from Michigan.
From the VFW up there.
Yeah, he put together these really fantastic guides, and they were like guides for
every era.
Every era. So here's your WPC guide, and here's your Gottlieb.
Is that still online?
I don't know what happened with that. Like, he got mad at the whole world at one point and then took him down and then put him behind a paywall or something. And I don't know if they've got to exist out there somewhere, but I've lost touch. And at this point, they've become so dated compared. Like, you can find those same resources easier, like in multiple places now,
well,
including this podcast.
You know what they say, if you stay in pinball long enough, you learn to hate everybody.
I mean, I've been around it my whole life, and I don't hate almost anyone.
Yeah, very few, small handful.
In fact, in pinball, I think the percentage of people I like in pinball is greater than most of the circles in my life. There's so many nice, awesome people I've met through
Absolutely.
all of this.
I kid. This is a great community. This is a fantastic community.
I mean, you guys are a testament. We've been friends now for a number of years.
It feels like a lifetime.
It does, yeah. Now, like, it's
and
been
for
long
an
enough.
8-year-old, it would be.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, it's been long enough where, like, I don't remember much of not like a time that I didn't know you two.
Right.
And we were really good friends. But it was because of this that we met, and we just hit it right off. You know?
Yeah. Feels good. Some other resources. I'll go to Pinside. Also, a lot of people are chatting about repairs and stuff in our Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to join our Discord, head over to electricbatarcade.com, click on the podcast tab, and then you'll have a link to all kinds of ways to listen and watch the podcast, plus join our Discord. And there's almost 500 people in there chatting it up, having a good time.
Because the trick is really to know who to listen to and who not to listen to. If you post something on Pinside, somebody that started like 3 weeks ago, you know, you got some Dunning-Kruger stuff going on where people think they know everything, then they know very little, then you follow someone's advice who you mistakenly think knows what they're talking about, and all of a sudden you've just... Chat GPT'd your way into getting shocked real good and blowing a board.
Some good people I'll do some name dropping if you can find and make friends with them. They're very approachable, awesome people. Pirate Chris from Pinball Pirate.
He's a genius.
That guy is probably the most mad genius when it comes to fixing anything that I've ever met. TJ Byer, also from the same area out there in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Super awesome. If you take TJ to In-N-Out Burger or to Waffle House, he'll just like me, but he can teach you way more than me. He'll and he loves helping people. He loves people's games working. Even Kyle, who now works at Stern, Kyle Spiteri, like, he's really smart with that stuff, and he worked for Pirate Chris many years ago.
Exactly, I've learned so much from Kyle.
Yeah.
Back when we were on the road to always be tightening is something he got from the Pirate. Good deal. This is This is a question. This is a great question. I wanted to address this because so many people have asked. This one hits home. This is from Riley M via Discord. With the news I read today about the plaza, he's talking about Donnell Plaza. And
where Electric Bat is located, the plaza where we exist.
Yucca Tap Room. What's the future of the Bat? Stays there at Yucca or moves? And what he's talking, there've been so many articles, but, and those folks who aren't familiar with the area that Electric Bat is in, we are in, which is basically a time warp. It is a strip mall that has been completely untouched since the late 60s.
Maybe 70s, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mostly untouched. They filled in that pool that from where the skate park used to be.
And that's a cool story.
That's about the only touching that happened. Everything else is looks like it came right out of 1960s.
You know, when we go there, I'm gonna have to show you where it was.
Yeah, please do.
There was a skate park, like in the late 70s, 80s, maybe early 90s. That a very, very cool story because half of it was indoors. Because if you've been in Arizona during the summertime, you literally cannot go outside.
You'll die.
So half of the skate park was inside. The other half was a pool that was outside. And when the place shut down, they filled the pool in with dirt. The kids jumped the fence, dug all of the dirt out of the pool, continued to skate it. So then the city came in with backhoes and broke up the concrete.
There is a photo in the exhibit right now at the Tempe Museum that we went to the other day that was shot outside, and you can see the facade of where the Electric Bat and the Yucca Tap Room are. Like you could recognize it instantly if you know what the facade of the building looks like.
Yeah, and I think the unit we're in, it used to be many things, but it was like TV repair or auto parts or...
It's been a lot of things, but Walt's TV and Appliance was in that plaza. Capistrano's Deli was where the lounge is now.
You can still kind of smell it.
I wish there was a deli still
Right?
in that complex. That would be great.
Get a nice Italian.
Yeah. Go play some games.
Anyhow, we're getting a little off topic here. There are talks of redeveloping and a much needed redevelopment of this plaza, and there's no real time frame. You have to go through approvals with the city. You have to make sure that the folks that live around the neighborhood are comfortable with whatever, because they're worried about traffic and what have you, because there's going to be some major changes. But as of right now, Yucca Tap Room and Electric Bat are going to be the entertainment hub of this new complex.
Yes. We have, yes. So our plans are, we're not leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever construction starts, and this has been talked about for years and years and years. So construction may start tomorrow and it may start in 4 years. Mm-hmm. We have no idea, but please keep coming. We'll still be open.
I think they should bring a skate park back to that complex.
Yeah,
they really need to.
That would be awesome.
Now, I don't know if you've seen the 3D renderings of what's going on.
I have not.
So our building would be untouched, and they're going to have, like where the parking lot is now, a courtyard.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to walk around in that area, and you can have live entertainment
with your beer and stuff. It's going to be an outdoor.
So that whole middle where we all. So then where do we all park our cars?
The first 2 rows, like the first parking, the first section of the parking lot is slated for outdoor green area, but then the rest of that is going to be
still
parking. And then I don't know if there's parking garages in the back. All of this stuff is yet to be determined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But part of the plan is to actually bring in an apartment with a 4-story parking garage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And it would be great for the area.
I agree. Yeah. I like the area too.
Yeah.
And now you got a record store literally next door to you and one across the street.
Yeah.
So it's a great place to go.
For sure.
In the storm, we've already actually started some construction, kind of forced the hand of the landlord because the storm tore off like the roofs and the facade. So now we're getting some new facades. Electric Bat may within a few months actually have a sign We've never had a sign that says electric batter game.
Just what you painted on the one door is the only thing.
But we might have like a sign like a regular business.
That would be cool.
And that's in the plan. I saw the sketches. That's in the plans. But I always thought it was cool that we didn't have a sign.
Yeah.
It reminds you of one of those clubs in New York where it just has the sign, or like even Logan Arcade. You know, that comes from the Logan Hardware sign.
Right.
You know, so they don't really have a sign. They're using what was pre-existing stuff.
Will the sign be like a lighted sign, and will it just look exactly like Cale's shirt? Because that would be awesome.
We don't know yet, but we will give them your input.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Let's go back to another question. This is from our friend Lauren via Discord. Lauren is a local life coach, very successful in that field. How many people does it take to run the bat smoothly? And second question, would you consider doing a spotlight / special guest appearance to interview some of your staff partners, etc.? How many people does it take, Rachel?
Well, if you count the bar, I think we have 9 employees.
I think people would be surprised.
Yeah. And it takes everybody.
Yeah, it takes.
It's not there. We don't have any. There's no dead weight on the roster.
Right. There's no skeleton crew.
But for sure, me and you, Shoppel.
Yep.
Very, very important.
John Shoppel, the unstoppable John Shoppable.
Unshoppable.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze running the bar, taking over some of that, and really everybody is important.
Mark
Pearson, man. Yeah, I would say of our 9 employees, it takes 9 employees.
Yeah. Sky.
Yeah, because everybody does different things. Everybody has different specialties.
Yep. And also the crew from Yucca Tap Room. We all pitch in and help each other out.
Yeah, so officially, like on our payroll, there's 9 people. But then there's also another probably 9 people on the Yucca payroll that help us out with all the security stuff. I mean, just everything else. Some more like payroll type, all kinds of stuff. So a lot. The answer is a lot. If I was starting this business right now, I don't think we could even start this business with fewer than 8 employees.
Wow. So there you go.
I know when I'm over there with you guys, you two are running around constantly. And I'm like, where do they go? I just want them to hang out with me. And you can't.
We can't hang out.
Because you're constantly busy.
With 60-something pinball machines and video games, you're constantly on your feet.
And a bar.
And a bar.
We stopped by there earlier before we started recording this, and within 90 seconds of us both walking in the door, I lost both of you.
Right.
I'm like, hey, can you let me in the office? That's where the bathroom was.
Right. Right. That was great. And he said, what was the second question? Would you consider doing a spotlight special guest appearance to interview some of your staff partners, etc.? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, you spotlight Shoppel almost every week when he wins one of the various tournaments.
Yeah, the whole him and Serge do an interview. The most recent finals, Mark Pearson did an incredible job and won it. So he got to do an interview with Serge, and we listened to that whole thing. That's fabulous. If you want to check it out, go check the VOD on our Twitch channel. It's in right there. It's our last stream.
Yeah.
This is a good one from Scoots via Discord. Oh no, actually before that, There's a good one coming. Auto F line via Discord. This is a really cool one because I bet we'll all have some input on this. And actually, both of the I'm going to read both of the questions because they kind of fit together. That's kind of interesting. You put them back to back, maybe for that reason. So one question from Auto Offline, Batcast Curiosity: do you guys take any measures to prevent or to preserve the value of the games, like playfield protectors? And also, this is from Scoots via Discord. Do you use cabinet wear protectors near the flipper buttons at the bat, mylar, metal, etc.? I noticed that issues have developed on 2 of the Sterns in my personal collection. A small bit of art has worn away on one, and there's a small tear in the art on the other. My games don't have a ton of play, so I was wondering if you take any precautions. So those kind of fit together. We don't do anything.
Almost nothing. There are a few games that we have like scoop protectors on, but we usually don't add anything until it becomes apparent that it really needs to be added. We don't do it preventatively. Some people kept telling me that I needed to put some Mylar in the shooter lane. So
we try that.
So finally, I'm like, all right, fine. I will put some Mylar on the shooter lane as soon as we get the game in. So I do that, but our games get so much play that it like pulls up the Mylar and then it like makes this weird like ridge, so the ball will get like stuck on the Mylar in the shooter lane. So I stopped doing that. I would rather just have the patina of a well-loved game.
Yes.
And if you need to replace some parts down the line, replace them. And if you get that wear around the flipper button, cool.
Yeah.
Like that means people love this game.
For me, like the side art, like the cabinet wear on the sides never bother me because I never see it when they're sandwiched between other games.
Right.
Like, my games in my basement are literally like a couple inches apart. Like I have to move, angle them outward if I have to get between them to service one.
Sure.
So if the cabinet's got like damage to the stickers or back in the old days when they were screen printed, I never cared because I don't see them anyway.
Yeah.
It was much more important to me as a collector and a player, let my games look really good under the glass and play correctly.
Yes.
I'll add Mylar to some of my games, but never in the shooter lane, like ever. Just like if there happened to not be Mylar where there's a ball drop out of a ramp or something for some strange reason, I would add that.
We do add that.
Yeah, and that's about the extent that I'll go on my personal games. And if I was operating games, it would be the same thing.
Sure. And no, and then we don't do any, the playfield protectors, like the clear Mylar.
I hate those things because
No,
the games don't play right afterward. They play totally different. You're playing on a sheet of plastic now, and then the ball behaves totally differently. And
right.
To me, it ruins the experience.
It's a slip and slide for pinball.
It is. It absolutely. That's a perfect analogy.
That's what I've noticed. The ball doesn't actually roll; it slides.
It slides, yeah. And it doesn't. And there's a reason why we make games for longer than I've been alive. We've made them the same, minus the clear coat. That started in the '90s.
Right.
They have to be made out of wood. Many companies have tried other materials out of a playfield and nothing ever worked, which is why we still do it on wood.
So you have like Orbiter 1,
right?
That's plastic, right? Or some type of resin?
So it was some sort of plastic, I think. Yeah, it was like molded plastic, right? Because it was like all.
And I remember reading about, and I think it was only prototypes. There was like an 8-ball or 8-ball deluxe or some game like that actually the prototypes had plastic playfields.
Yeah,
the chat will correct me on that, but
over the years, companies have tried acrylic, plastic, you name it, probably glass for all I know. I don't know that to be true.
Nothing's better than wood, right?
Right, and wood is the magic of the ball and how the physics of a steel ball on wood work.
Yes, and so importantly, and I've heard George Gomez talk about this, and I think even like Keith Elwin, the sound is an important signature of pinball.
I would 100% agree with that statement.
Right. So the metal on wood, metal on metal, like a metal ramp.
Yeah.
The sound is part of pinball.
Also, whenever we get classic games, which we have a lot of, they come to us not always in perfect shape, and we'll clean them and wax those to keep them in as good of shape as possible. But you'll see, like on our blackjack, it came to us less than perfect, and now it's slightly less than perfect. But you can still, all of the important information is visible, and I think it just adds character to the machine. It's not 100%. Blown out, and it plays beautifully.
Yeah.
So as long as it plays right, and it you can read the stuff on the playfield that you need.
Yeah. If you're buying a new in-box modern game, whether it be Stern or whoever, if you clean it every week and replace the balls with, at least a couple times a year. If you're operating it at home, you can go, depending on how often you play, you could go a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's like the best preventive maintenance you can do because a beat up ball is going to chew up your playfield, whether it's clear coated or not, very quickly. But a ball in excellent shape won't. And if you keep it clean, it's not going to wear as much. You don't need to have to wax a modern game because the clear coat there to protect it, right?
Certainly.
But I would wax an 80s game that had no clear coat for sure. Just gives it a layer of protection. But keep it clean, replace the balls, replace the rubbers. That's the best maintenance you could do to have the thing look as good as it can. I've seen modern Sterns that were operated and have, 100,000 plays that if you clean them again, they look like they're still pretty close to new.
Correct.
Because if you take good care of it, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I love seeing a game with that is worn out. Maybe the scoop is a little worn out. The shooter lane's a little worn out. Because it just shows
It's
how much.
broken in.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it shows how many times people have had a good time playing it. It reminds me of Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar. You know, that thing is just beat up. You can see exposed wood. It shows somebody loved this thing and played it over and over again. And it always, I get a chuckle when I see our Godzilla, because it's one of our modern Sterns that has the most amount of plays. The graphics are wearing off around the buttons, and the finish is wearing off around the lock bar. And I think it just looks so cool because the game plays perfectly. There's nothing wrong with
And
it.
under the
playfield's
glass, it
fine.
still looks perfectly good.
It functions perfectly well, and it just makes me think. You know, now when you see games like Creature from the Black Lagoon or something of that era, and they all look worn out, like they've been played, unless they've been completely shopped and somebody did a playfield swap.
Right.
But you think of like all the years of maybe it was in a 7-Eleven or Showbiz Pizza, and people have had fun with it. And I just think about that Godzilla, what it's going to look like in 20 years. It's going to be very cool.
Yeah, and if we were to ever sell a game, which we're not good at doing, we kind of just buy, then it's like this is the game from the bat.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to get into the earnings report?
Why, certainly.
And what
I happen to have this used envelope.
that's some good ASMR.
Yeah, I'll start.
Yeah.
Well, then you got to start whispering the earnings report. And you got to like really accentuate the T. At
Yeah.
the S's.
Yeah, right.
Earnings.
What month is this from?
This is from October.
And we're in November.
We are in November
We're in
now.
November.
So this is the October earnings report.
And the way we do this,
Now, is this for the month?
It's for the whole month.
Okay.
we start with 10 and we work our way up to the winner.
To the numero.
They're
uno.
all winners.
Everything's a winner.
Everything's
can,
a
I,
winner.
can I ask a question? 'Cause I don't
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
Do you guys collect every week? Do you collect every other week? Do you collect once a month? How do you normally do it?
Collect tokens versus audits.
Well, both.
Audits I do once a month. Audits
Okay.
I do on the first of the month. So all of this information is from the first to the first.
Okay.
Tokens we collect some games more than once a week. Some games once a week is about the longest we'll let a coin box go because they will back up and not take any more money.
Now, do you do it old school like I used to do it when I ran an arcade in the 90s where I pull the cash box, I bring it to the back, I put it in this coin counting gimmick and I spin the thing and it's like, all right, there was 500 tokens in there. Or do you just go off the game audits?
We just go off the game audits and we just dump all of the coin boxes into buckets and then sort the quarters out from the tokens. But we don't do any counting of tokens.
Okay.
We just go off audits because that would be insane to count that many tokens.
That was my Friday morning every week at the arcade was I'd come in a couple hours early and I'd pull every cash box out of the game and I'd go around with a shopping cart with this coin counter.
Wow.
And put, so I'd stop at every game, put it in there, spin the thing for however many minutes it took,
and then write on the sheet.
and then the counter would say, whatever the number was, like say 100, and then write on the sheet, okay, 100, and it was times whatever the token value was.
Yeah.
And then and I'd have to write out so I knew how much each game earned every Friday.
Did you guys use like the marker tokens, some that were painted?
We didn't at Just Games, but I've been to places
You know
that did
about
that.
that.
They'd color them in red, and that they would take them out of the count because that was like
That's a
either
refund.
the comp one or it was usually a refund. Yeah.
We get a lot of quarters, and I still find
Red ones?
those markers.
Yeah.
Well, I've found black ones, blue ones, because
Yeah.
I'm sure not just the arcade scene, but laundromats would do that. And if you ever get a quarter and it's colored, or it
like
has
fully colored.
or it has some enamel paint that you see as
nail polish or whatever.
yeah,
they used.
worn off
Yeah.
over the years. That's like a marker token or marker quarter, where back in the day an operator would they would issue it as a refund, and that's so when you do your final count, you would know that was a refund.
Right. Otherwise, they think that the game made that many more quarters.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
Number 10. And I have
For
two
October.
things. This is for October.
For the spooky month of October.
I have two separate sheets. I have a second because there was a request for the order of, like, someone asked about music pens and how much they make relative to other pens.
This will be interesting.
Because you always hear about music pens, and so I have that also.
So where do we start?
Right now we're starting with just the plain old vanilla October earnings, but we're starting off with a music pen. Number 10 is Metallica Remastered.
What a great pen.
I love that machine.
Did you work on that?
I did the expression light shows in it.
How about that?
Do you guys have expression lights in
I was
yours?
just about to say, I'm embarrassed to say we don't.
Did you bring some with us? With you?
If they would have fit in the suitcase and I knew you needed some, I would have asked. To me, and now take it with a slight grain of salt since I'm the guy that does those light shows, the games to me look completely naked without them. And I think that they should be mandatory. Like, you got to put them in there. So call up, your whoever you deal with at my company
for sure,
and get some, please. Because,
absolutely,
it's like a rock concert under glass, and that was the whole goal. And that's why they were invented.
Did you also program the topper lights?
The topper lights read my light show data, and so it's a continuation. So it's the same light shows happen on the topper, the speaker lights, and the expression lights.
Very cool.
I did the expression lights. Ray programmed, did his magic, his programming magic to be able to read the data from my light shows, and then mirror it on the speakers and the topper.
Unbelievable.
And Tanyo did the same thing on Foo Fighters.
Okay.
And for Rush for sure, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
And probably on Led Zeppelin for the speaker lights. The topper I didn't think had that many lights. I don't remember what it looked like.
Huh.
But yes, that's the long answer.
You did it. Yeah,
that's the long answer. The TLDR, yes.
Yeah.
Number 9, John Wick.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now let me ask you this: Did in the post?
Mike worked on John Wick.
Yeah,
that's why.
Not at the beginning. So Lonnie, Ropp, and I took over John Wick a few months ago, and we changed a great many things in it. Since the Lonnie and Mike era of Wick, has the earnings gone up, down, stayed the same? Like, give me some history there.
Well, so I looked at this information because I wanted to be able to tell you, but then I realized that we had it as the game of the month some months, and then it went
the
up,
earnings, right?
but it's skewed.
Yeah.
I can't give you pure data on that.
And for those of you who don't know, the game of the month, we installed the Tops tournament game. It's like a cash game, and so of course those months it would bring in more money.
Right. So,
but the player feedback I know has been much better, right? Like, they're loving the game 100%. A lot more than they ever did before.
Yes,
and that was the goal, and still is, because we still have to finish it.
And then another thing is Serge had done an explanation of the rules, and whenever he explains a game, that game gets people go and play now that they understand all the rules. So it got a bump from that. And then it also, when you guys did that major code update, of course it got a huge bump then. So we don't have enough great data. So yes, it's gone up. I can't tell you if that's...
And another thing, the contracts.
Yes.
That made a huge difference.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we'll do those again, at some point as well.
We loved
fun to
seeing
do.
it because it would do a push. It was the first game that had push notifications.
Yeah,
and we would see people like pull into the parking lot, like squeak, and like run in because they were limited.
Yeah, and what was cool about it is it tied in thematically with the John Wick movies, where when he was excommunicado and they all wanted to kill him, they were all getting these notifications on their phones. They're like, "Oh, there's a contract out on John Wick. Let's go try to kill him."
So on Pin Pal, Serge so much talks about theme immersion, and I can't think of greater theme immersion than that.
Yeah. We'll do that again at some point. I can't say when, but
you'll tell me later.
I'll tell you. Well, also, it'll probably fall in my lap to come up with what those goals are. So I gotta come up with some new ones and then pitch it to the
Very
guys.
cool. Can't wait.
Yeah, that will be great. I'll let you know whenever we have some like major bills coming. And then if you could
and
help
then
us
I'll be
out
like,
with
"Hey, can we do some contracts? I designed them. All you have to do is whatever magic you do under the hood to make it happen. Here's what they are."
All right. Excuse me. Number 8, Pulp Fiction.
Oh, and that's pretty much sits in the top 10.
Yes,
that's a great game.
It is a fun game.
Yeah. Kind of like
consistently up there.
and I can't wait for their next one. I think they're
Yeah, that will be interesting.
CGC, Raw Thrills, and Play Mechanics. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction is a game that we see a lot of people, both Pulp Fiction and John Wick, people flock to just based on the theme, not knowing anything about the game.
So some people just like games with bad words in them.
I was about to say they love the call outs.
Yeah, the profanity.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people, so I'm all in.
Right.
Give me some profanity because now they talk like I do.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm playing pinball.
Yeah. It makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah, it does. I'm like, I'm amongst my people, and I'll just expletive, left and right.
Hey, yeah, I have an idea for some John Wick updates, like on a drain. If somebody gets a drain within X number of seconds, there should be like a goddamn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
I mean, if that happens to me later tonight at the bat, you'll get that, just not from the guy standing in front of the game playing,
right.
which will be me.
All right, number 7, King Kong.
I love that game.
I say this all the time.
Yeah.
This is my favorite layout by Keith, probably by anybody, because if this game had no rules at all, I would just have fun shooting it.
It's
with all the
super fun
different
to
ball
shoot.
paths.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite Keith Team Elwin game.
Yep.
First being Godzilla, which is my favorite game, period.
We can't forget the great team behind them.
Oh, it's a fantastic team. Yeah, Team Elwin, I mean, they've hit a home run every time they stepped up to the plate.
Yep.
Speaking of Team Elwin, number 6 is Jaws.
Another banger.
I love that game.
Isn't it great?
If I had money today, like enough money today, I have the space, ironically, and just no extra cash, I would buy a King Kong and a Jaws premium both.
Wow.
To put next to my Godzilla premium that I already own.
Now let's riddle me this.
Okay.
Let's say you had space for 2 games.
Yeah.
But only and Jaws and King Kong.
Yeah.
But you only had enough money to get 1 premium and 1 pro.
It's a tough one. I think I'm buying 1 premium and I'm saving money to get the. I'm not buying a pro. The pros of both of those are fantastic games.
Yeah.
But for just my personal taste, and this is not me, MXV Stern employee trying to shill. This is MXV, the guy that's played games since he could touch the buttons. So since 50 years of playing games, right? I was 6 when I started. I like the experience on the premium on those particular games so much more.
Yeah.
But
for you, it's all or nothing.
Yeah, it's all or nothing. But if you're like, hey, like your life ends tomorrow if you don't do the Sophie's Choice.
Gun to your head.
Gun to my head. I think I'm going pro on the Kong. But man, it's so hard because
you like the gong.
I love the gong. I love the train, physical ball lock. As somebody that invented a rule that requires a physical ball lock, which is swipe a ball,
right?
They don't have it in Kong, but I'm a huge fan of physical ball locks.
Yes.
And gosh, maybe I go Kong Premium and Jaws Pro then.
It's tough.
I can't do it. Like maybe I just die with knowing that all I had was the best premium.
You don't want anything.
All right, number 5, Big Buck Hunter, the shooter,
the video game, the raw thrills, the play mechanics. People love that because it's so easy to play, and then it's full of all kind of great adventures. You have Walking Dead, zombies. You can shoot monsters. You don't have to just go hunting.
That's right. You do have to go hunting, just not for animals.
There you go.
Number 4, Evil Dead.
Spooky and the Gang.
Spooky and the Gang.
And we're looking forward to getting their latest addition to the lineup, which is Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Probably sometime in February.
Yeah, we're thinking January, February, we will have Beetlejuice on the floor.
Yeah, Mark Pearson's going to buy that. And I just found out he also ordered the topper.
Yes, that's important.
So we can talk to the game.
We need that spooky speak.
Yep.
Number 3, Godzilla.
My favorite pinball now of all time.
Yeah, not just yours.
Is that game ever out of the top 5?
No.
It's maybe not out of the top 3.
It may have been like 4th one month if we had like 2 brand new games come out. Something may have happened. But it is consistently top 3 for years now. So that's, buy a Godzilla.
Yeah. Any Godzilla. Nope. You would say premium.
Premium all day on that game. But the Pro is a fantastic game.
We have the Pro right here.
The Pro's at home, the premium's at the arcade.
I've only, in the room that we're sitting in, they've got 2 machines. And the only one I played was the Dungeons and Dragons.
We had a blast.
I don't have a play field even at home for that game, and I have a Godzilla Premium in my basement. So,
and you notice we have the D&D Premium at the house.
I know, I love it.
Oh, it's so good.
Number 2, with 2 weeks only on the floor, we have Star Wars: Fall of the Empire. So it got second place with half of the time.
Congratulations.
On behalf of the rest of the team who did far more on it than I did, thank you.
Yeah.
I love the game. It's my favorite movie of all time. I was really proud that I got to work on it.
Yeah.
Ray and Andrew just nailed it with what they did with the modes and stuff, and those guys just killed it.
Yeah.
Ray is in our Discord, so it's been very fun. If people have questions about anything, they may ask us in our Discord, and Ray Day will pop in there with the answer.
I love both of those guys.
Service.
They were super fun to work on a game with, and I love John Borg.
Right.
So, it's a great game, and like I said, my favorite movie in the history of my life.
Yes.
Nothing will ever top it. It's like Star Wars, which now people call Episode 4.
The first 3.
Yeah, the original trilogy to me are my 3 favorite movies, but the first of the 3, Star Wars: A New Hope, that's my favorite movie of all time, and that will nothing's ever going to beat that.
Right. It's probably because of my age. My favorite was Return of the Jedi.
Well, you're a few years younger than me, so that tracks, as my girlfriend would say.
I think me and my friends were around like first or second grade when it came out, so we got all the toys, the Rancor monster, and it was cool because Luke was dark. He was wearing a black outfit, which was cool.
Yeah,
and then now the old school Star Wars fans didn't like this, but kids my age thought the Ewoks were great.
I like the Ewoks, and I'm what am I, 6 years on you?
Yeah,
I like them, but I get a lot of people my age now.
Yes,
but I tell you that's revisionist history because, in 1983, whenever that movie came out, like everybody was all in on all of it.
Yeah,
I'm 12 years old when I think 12 or 13 when Return of the Jedi came out. Rode my bike with my best friend to the theater, go see it on opening day, first show, and
for probably like $1, right?
It was like $2 back then. When I saw the original Star Wars: A New Hope in the theater, I think it was like $1.50.
Amazing.
For the nighttime shows, the matinees were like $1.
When me and my friends went to go see Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure in New Orleans, they were running a special. I'll never forget it. It was 50 cents.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that great?
I saw Star Wars: A New Hope 10 times the first year it was out in the theater. I had my birthday party in 1977. I don't know how old I was, like 7 or 8. I think I was turned to 8. Yeah, 8. My birthday party, like my parents took me and all the kids that came to my party to the theater to see Star Wars.
Wow.
And then we probably went to McDonald's like after.
Yeah, of course.
That was how we did it back then.
It was, yeah. Like greatest movie in my life of all time.
Yeah.
I watch it at least a couple times a year.
And,
Star Wars and a Happy Meal.
Yeah, and fun fact on the new Star Wars game we just did, I chose all the movie clips and I had to cut them all up.
So how do you plan for that?
I tried to lean heavily on stuff we didn't do in the Steve Ritchie / Dwight Sullivan Star Wars. That's impossible to do 100% because it's the same 3 movies. But there was quite a bit of things that I wished were in that game that weren't. That I was able to include in this game. Then some things like you had to have, like you had to blow up the Death Star no matter which version.
Yes. So you sit down with. I think I have another water for you. There, do you have?
I got one right here.
Good.
Yep.
So you sit down with 3 DVDs. Is that how it works? And a notepad.
No, I sit down in front of a computer in Premiere and I chop the whole movie up into the clips that you see in the game.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Yeah. And I spent probably more than a month on those 3 movies, like watching them through. I mean, I can recite almost every script to those 3, like without thinking twice. But I watched them, and then I went back, and then I'm like, all right, now I'm going to start cutting them. So I watched each one twice immediately again, and I watch those movies easily twice a year, no matter what, since they've been on home video. And then I just think. In my head, because I know them so well, I already had an idea. Like I want these things would probably make good modes.
Yeah.
And then I gave Ray and Andrew way more than they needed, and so like if we had done everything that I had cut up, and we were allowed to use, if we were allowed to use it all, and some stuff we were, and some stuff we weren't, there would have been even more modes in that game than there currently are. Like those guys pared it down to like, all right, each main character only needs 3 different modes.
They had to reel you in.
They don't need like Luke Skywalker doesn't need like 7 modes. Which
Right. Now, refresh my memory. A buff like you would know this. The original version we saw as kids, actually, I was probably too young to actually see Star Wars in the movie theater.
Yeah.
That version is only available on Laserdisc. Is that true?
That is correct. Well, yes and no. It was originally only on Laserdisc. There was a special edition of the DVDs, not Blu-rays. We're talking standard DVDs of each of those movies that had it as a bonus feature, but they didn't do anything to them. So they were just literally a rip of the Laserdisc.
Wow.
And they did it. I like to think they did it poor job on purpose because they were, just to shut people up. Like, look, we gave you what you wanted.
Right.
Like they weren't even like anamorphic widescreen, so you had to like zoom on them when you played them on a like an HD TV because the thing would be like in the middle and then be a quarter of the screen.
Yeah.
You have to blow it up and it just looked bad.
Wow.
So that was the only way to get those. Was either the Laserdisc in that black box set, which I still own, by the way, and that particular set of DVDs.
Now, I hate to put you on the spot like this, but I'm going to ask you the most difficult question. Who shot first?
Well, in the real world, Han shot first, but in the version of the movie...
In the Disney version.
Well, it was even pre-Disney, right? Because George Lucas's revision of it, they changed it to where Greedo shot first.
Yeah.
And we had to use what they told us we had to use, which was the newer versions of the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
very interesting.
In that scene in our game, Greedo shot first.
Wow. Yeah. But now we know both sides of the story.
Right.
And now you know.
Did that kind of pain you to do?
Oh, 100%.
Like,
yeah.
this is not...
I'm like, this is wrong.
This is not canon.
This is wrong. Yeah, it's not my canon, right? It's... any longtime Star Wars fan, probably not their canon, but I can't. We have to do what the licensor says. Here's how you use our stuff. Here's what you're allowed to use.
Right.
Here's your source material. So it wasn't a discussion that nobody could even ask.
Yeah.
They're just like, here's your stuff that you get, and that's what we had to run with. So, but in my mind, I'm like, oh man. If I could swap them out.
If you could have it like where one shot makes it Han and the other one makes it Greedo, whichever one you shoot first.
Everything we do in every game we do has to get approved by the licensor. Yeah. So there's no sneaking it by anybody. We would never attempt such a thing.
Sure.
We play by the rules that we're given. And that project and every other project we have ever done. Like, okay, here's what we're allowed to do. We have to follow the rules to the letter.
Yeah. You mentioned Ray Davidson being in our Discord. He gave us a pro tip this week, which was
literally a pro.
Yeah, he's
Star
a pro.
Wars pro tip.
Pro model tip.
How meta can you get? Let's do a deep dive. It's turtles all the way down, Rachel. He said that when they shipped the machines, they opened up the left out lane to kind of get the ball to go in the left out lane more, so you can do that force save
on the premium or LE.
But it's also in the pro. So he said in the pro, just go ahead and tighten it. So move it one down. To what would you call that? Make it more conservative in old school pinball talk. Right? Because they'll say like more liberal, more conservative. You've seen that in manuals.
I'd say more liberal would be that it's more forgiving. Conservative would mean you want the ball times to be shorter. At least that's how my brain works.
Oh, let's go with that then.
Yeah, so
tighter. It was smaller.
Yeah, like conservative ball time would be open it up more so they drain more.
Gotcha.
More liberal ball times, right? Where then you would you'd move that post down to make that gap smaller.
I tightened it up. I made it more liberal. And I tried it out to see if it was any different.
Yeah.
I destroyed the Death Star. And you want to talk about a moment in pinball. That was the most amazing thing. Because the flippers die, the Death Star explodes, and it really looks beautiful on that new screen.
It does.
In the Spike 3.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing adventure.
So thanks, Ray Day, for helping Cale destroy the Death Star.
Yes, it worked.
And so if you have a pro Tighten up those.
Tighten it up.
Tighten up the
A
left.
pro tip from a pro.
Yeah.
There you go.
About
on
a
a pro.
Yes. Do you want to know what the number 1 game was?
I do.
No, let's just end it now.
Tune in next week and we'll tell you the number 1.
It was the Papa Shot Elite basketball game.
Holy crap.
This was the first full month that we've had on basketball.
And it won.
It beat out every pinball machine in the joint.
That game is so...
That surprises me. I mean, those things are super fun.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but you have such a pinball heavy arcade, right? Because you do all the events. I'm surprised that a pinball wasn't number 1.
But you figure there's 65-ish, 66 pinball machines on the floor.
only
There's
one
one
Papa
basketball
Shot,
game.
Yeah.
So the Papa Shot gets 100% of the basketball fans.
Wait, do you have an NBA Jam?
No. Well, we do have sometimes the video game is in there. Is it in
feel
there
like-
right now?
I feel like it was there at one time that I've been in town. I don't know about now. I didn't spend enough time in there yet this week.
I don't know if you've seen this new machine. It's called the Papa Shot Elite. You can log in, much like Stern Insider Connected, and it keeps your scores, your average scores. There's a leaderboard. There's a worldwide leaderboard.
I didn't know any of this. I saw it when we were walking out earlier,
Yes.
and I'll have to play it when we
We'll
go
play
back
tonight.
tonight.
Yeah, we'll play. It's
'Cause those
I
things are very
challenge you
fun.
to a game of Papa Shot.
Okay, no coin will be involved. This will
No
just be for
coin.
bragging
It's so
rights.
much
Yeah.
fun. And thank you to our friends at Papa Shot. You know what? I need to ask them to. We need one for the house.
Oh, God.
No, they make a tiny one.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of like
Wait, does Ryan watch the show? Ryan, hook him up, please.
you know Ryan. Ryan loves
yeah,
the show.
I'll take this as a personal favor, Ryan. If you would send them the small version for their house, so then I can play it when I visit.
But this is so great. It's kind of like it's tiny and it's very inexpensive. It would make a great holiday gift this season. I think
Yeah, it
I think it's
would.
only like $50 or something like that. But and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Check into it. But it's like that old Nerf hoop.
Oh yeah,
But-
you
but
hang
it-
in the back of your bedroom door.
Yes, but it tracks how many baskets you make.
It's got like
that's
a little
pretty cool.
opto. So
Yeah.
it
That's
keeps
very
track.
cool.
It's very cool. Yeah,
A little timer.
So congratulations, Papa Shot, for making the EBA top 10 list.
Yeah, so one of the things about that game that it took me a long time to agree to having a basketball game in the arcade. One, I was worried the balls would be going all over the place. Two, I was worried about the footprint. Because if you remember those old basketball games, it was like the size of 2 pinball machines plus like way longer. This one is the width of a regular pinball machine, just a little bit deeper, like 3 feet deeper. So it's not as much room in the arcade, but they did take some clues about how people like to see their name in lights. So there's a leaderboard on the game, and I love logging in and seeing my data.
Yep. And not only that, and I hope we're not giving too much away, they are going to add new formats. So once there are arrows actually on the little control board there. In the future, I think they're going to drop some stuff soon. You're going to be able to play other games where you'll be doing things on the screen, and then things will happen on the screen depending on whether you make a basket or not.
Now, do you ever get like a couple of drunk guys and they're playing the thing and they just start throwing the basketballs at each other and not actually play the game?
We haven't seen that yet. No.
We also have security that will like
Okay, good. Because I've seen this happen in
Yeah.
bars. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Not yours, I'm just saying.
For sure.
In the past.
For sure. Yeah.
yeah. I think that it would end quickly.
Yeah,
if
I would
that
hope.
happened.
I would hope.
Cool.
Would you like to hear about the music pins?
I would love.
So let's
Me
just
too.
like scoot right in to music pins. So we have, again, there's 66 pinball machines on the floor. The lowest, we'll start at the bottom.
What is it? Is this top 5?
This is all we.
All the music pins.
This is we currently have 5, but I also looked at the Led Zeppelin average data to see where it would have fit in there.
Okay.
Just because we recently don't have Led Zeppelin anymore. So number 42 is Aerosmith.
It makes sense because that it's that low because it's also the oldest music pin that we have. Well, I mean, you can go back to like the old Metallica and AC/DC, I guess, but of the Spike era.
And that
Aerosmith was the first music pin of the Spike 2 era.
correct. That was the first Spike 2 in development, but
But the second
Batman-
one to come out, Batman
Right.
got pushed ahead of it.
Yeah.
And we don't have an AC/DC on the floor, so that's
Okay.
not a part of this list. But I would guess that it would have done about the same.
Right.
Number 33 is Iron Maiden.
Love that game.
Great game. And then number 27 is Rush, and
Great
it's
game.
about tied with where Led Zeppelin was in terms of earnings. So those are two bands that people who love the bands and don't play pinball will come and play those pinball machines. Number 22 is Foo Fighters, and number 10 is Metallica.
Of course.
So the range that we see is
Metallica remastered, to be clear.
Remastered. Yep. Sorry, yes, the remastered. We no longer have the original because we have the remastered.
I bet if you put expression lights in Metallica, that number comes up a couple of spots.
Mike's selling it hard.
If I had the ability to do that, there'd be some in there now.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy to ask for it. I don't control that part of the business.
So and when we were talking about earlier where the classics fall in, about tied with Aerosmith. So our very best classic does about the same as Aerosmith does for modern Sterns. That's where those numbers are. So music pins tend to be somewhere in the middle for us. For the most part, they average out to about the middle of the pack.
Very cool.
That's all the data that I have.
That about sums it up. What a great show.
Yeah, we have a great show.
we pulled it off. Mike,
I miss doing this with you guys. I'm glad after 2 years we finally can make it happen again.
And you're in the new studio. It kind of looks like Johnny Carson.
Yeah, and it's such a short commute from my room.
We have a live studio audience.
Yeah.
Mike, what are you doing, or what can you tell us that you're doing? Are you going to be at some shows? Let us know what's going on.
I have one show left for 2025, and that's Cincinnati. It's the first weekend of December.
Okay.
That show is super fun. I'll be doing it with Troy from Tilt, and Michael Grant will be there as well. So you get the full tag team of Michael Grant and myself.
But you also probably have the brand new Walking Dead remastered.
I believe Troy said that he would have it there. Yeah.
Good deal.
They just had Walking Dead remastered at IAPA. Mm-hmm. That was his first public showing. And I think it's at Free Play Florida. I've never been to either one of those.
It is. I saw some photos online.
And they also sent it to that Dutch, is it called the Dutch Pinball Open?
I believe so.
Yeah, that happened. It's happening now, I guess.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of a bunch of people holding Gary up in the air like he was sleeping.
Yeah.
Which was really funny.
That game looks so cool. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, I have actually not got to play the remastered yet. I've seen the art package, the fully built up cabinet last time I ever went into the office, but I didn't get a chance to play it. It wasn't running at the time. But
yeah.
I thought it looked really good in person, and it'll play. I love the game, so the gameplay will be the gameplay that you love.
And I'm sure we're going to see some of your work on some upcoming updates on some games.
Yeah, John Wick and X-Men updates are in the works. We're always working on those things. So Ray is still working on Star Wars updates, so there'll be a lot more fun stuff coming.
Cool.
We just released a Star Wars update right before I came here, I believe, like the day before I flew out, where they added another wizard mode and some other cool stuff.
Oh, very cool. I lose track because luckily with Stern Insider Connected, everything updates automatically.
Right.
We don't even have to worry about it.
We did a big Dungeons and Dragons update before I came out here too. So yeah, we've all been very busy. Like there's no downtime for anybody at our company. We've always got a lot of irons in the fire. So
for sure,
all the teams are working real hard to either work on new games or continue with the updates for the games that still need them.
Right on. Cool. Well, thank you all of you guys at home for joining us. We're gonna head to the arcade right now, play some pinball. Some people are gonna challenge you for some challenge coins.
I saw him in a half a food coma because we went to Waffle House before we recorded this, and we're gonna have to hit that bodega. I need a Coca-Cola to wake me up. But they're gonna wear me out and take all my coins. But that's fine. Right. It means my suitcase will weigh less going home tomorrow.
For sure.
And I like giving things away to people. It makes them happy. So
they love it.
If I win, I win. But if I lose, I also win.
Fantastic. All righty. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Man, we've got so many tournaments coming up. Come out and play them. There's going to be just some great ones. And if you are sick of your family on Thanksgiving, or you like your family and you want to take them out to have fun, remember we are open all day Thanksgiving.
Full normal hours?
We don't take an hour off.
Ever? The whole year?
The whole year. So all day Christmas. We'll have tournaments on Christmas too, just for fun. So
6 a.m.
to
to
2
2
a.m.
a.m. 365 days a year.
That's amazing.
We will be your Thanksgiving family. There's Thanksgiving food there if you get there early enough.
Yep. We're having 2 turkeys, some stuffing, some rolls,
Pies.
pies, some
I
cranberry
almost want to
dressing.
come down for that, but I'm flying home in 4 days before Thanksgiving.
You're always welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, like back when we ran just games, we were open on Thanksgiving, but only like we opened at normal time 11, but we would close at 6.
Oh, wow.
So I'd go there all day and then come home, and then magically the food would just be waiting for me. You know?
Yeah, you gotta love that. Right on, everybody. Well, we're gonna head out. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next time.
See you soon.
We're out.
The bat's out.
It's like this.
Here we can do it. Yeah.